In 1979, the beast changed for a revolution or a powerful. A mysterious religious leader returned from exile and built a system that would challenge the most powerful nations on earth. The war, the hostility, the shadow all converge here. Every conflict, every tension across the globe is down to this point note. We must understand this convergence to find a path forward. For more than 4 decades, Iran has stood at the center of global tension. But to understand today's conflicts, we must go back to the beginning. To a small town in Iran, where a boy was born who would change history. September 24th, in the small Iranian town of Khomeini, a child is born. His name is Ruhollah Khomeini. His father is a respected religious scholar. But tragedy strikes early. I was just a boy when I lost him. When Ruhollah is only 5 months old, his father is murdered during a political conflict. Growing up without a father shapes his early life. Raised by religious teachers, Khomeini dedicates himself to Islamic scholarship. He moves to the holy city of Qom and spends years studying theology, philosophy, and Islamic law. But as he grows older, religion is not his only concern. Politics begins to enter his sermons.
My friends, we ken our duty to speak out and demand change.
My fellow Iranians, we stand at a pivotal moment in our nation's history. Our path forward demands unity, strength, and unwavering commitment. The Shah is closely allied with the United States and Western powers. We stand united with our Western allies against common threats. This alliance ensures stability and progress for our nations.
The Shah corruption knows no bounds. He has hosted a brutal dictatorship of our people. And he has sold our beloved Yavarsan powers.
He launches massive modernization programs known as the White Revolution. Western culture spreads across Iran. The government responds with force. In 1964, Khomeini is arrested and exiled. But exile will not silence him. Instead, it turns him into a revolutionary symbol. For 15 years, Khomeini lives outside Iran. My fellow citizens, though I am far, my voice is with you. I am sending you my writings. Let them fuel our shared resolve. Our struggle endures. We will prevail. These speeches spread secretly among students, workers, and religious groups. Meanwhile, anger inside Iran grows. Economic problems increase.
Political repression becomes harsher. And by 1978, mass protests erupt across cities.
Millions of people demand the end of the Shah's rule. Finally, in January 1979, the Shah flees Iran. Weeks later, a plane lands in Tehran.
Inside it is Ayatollah Khomeini.
Millions gather in the streets to welcome him home. Within months, Iran transforms into an Islamic Republic.
This is not the end, but the beginning of our struggle.
But the revolution is only the beginning.
In 1980, Iraq's leader Saddam Hussein launches a massive invasion of Iran. The new Iranian government is weak and unstable.
Instead, the war becomes one of the longest and bloodiest conflicts in modern history. The Iran-Iraq War lasts 8 brutal years. Cities are bombed. Chemical weapons are used. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers die. By the time the war ends in 1988, nearly 1 million lives have been lost.
We are winning for brilliance.
Iran survives the conflict, but the country is permanently changed. The government becomes more militarized.
The people demand justice and reform.
And its leaders become deeply suspicious of foreign powers.
We cannot allow foreign interference to undermine our revolution.
During the revolution and the war, another figure begins to rise in Iran's leadership. His name is Ali Khamenei. Born in 1939 in Mashhad, Khamenei is also a religious scholar who supported Khomeini during the revolution.
For 8 years, you have worked closely with me. I have learned how power functions inside the Islamic Republic. Observe, and you will see the true nature of our system. I understand now. In June 1989, after years of illness, Ayatollah Khomeini died. Millions attended his funeral. Who will lead the revolution? A revolution endures.
Few analysts expected this choice. But over the next decades, Khamenei gradually strengthens his authority. The death of the founder.
And his leadership will last for more than 3 decades.
Conflict with the United States.
Relations between Iran and the United States collapse after the revolution.
In 1979, Iranian students seized the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. The crisis became a defining moment in modern diplomacy.
American diplomats are held hostage for 444 days.
The crisis shocks the world and destroys relations between them. This crisis is an outrage. We demand their immediate release.
Since then, tensions have continued through sanctions, military threats, and political confrontation. Another powerful rival watches Iran carefully. Iran's leadership repeatedly declares opposition to Israel. Israel views Iran's nuclear ambitions as a serious threat. Over the years, a silent war begins. Cyber attacks target nuclear facilities. Scientists connected to Iran's nuclear program are. In 2010, a mysterious cyber weapon called Stuxnet damages Iranian nuclear Israel and the United States.
This is an act of war by Israel and America.
The conflict remains mostly hidden, but extremely dangerous.
In 2015, Iran signs a major nuclear agreement with world powers.
This is a historic step toward peace and stability. We have fulfilled our commitments under this deal.
The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action limits Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. For a moment, the world hopes tensions might ease. But the agreement faces heavy political opposition. In 2018, the United States withdraws from the deal. Sanctions return, and tensions rise again. January 2020, an American drone strike kills Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in Iraq. Soleimani was one of the most influential military leaders in the region. Today, tensions between Iran and Israel are higher than ever. Iran supports armed groups across the Middle East. Israel conducts strikes against Iranian positions in Syria. Both sides prepare for the possibility of a larger confrontation. Today's growing conflict, yet neither side fully crosses the line into open war. Instead, the conflict continues in the shadows. More than 40 years have passed since the Iranian Revolution,
From the rise of Ruhollah Khomeini
to the long rule of Ali Khamenei. Iran has survived wars, sanctions, and global pressure. But the tensions surrounding the country remain unresolved. The Middle East continues to feel the impact of decisions made decades ago. And the revolution that began in 1979 still shapes the future of global politics. Finally, a 45-year era appears to have come to an end. On February 28, 2026, reports began spreading that Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei had died. According to early and unconfirmed reports, he was killed during an attack on his office in Tehran. As the news spread across the country, a wave of reactions quickly followed. Crowds began gathering in several cities, and the atmosphere shifted dramatically.
But for the rest of the world, what comes next for Iran?
If you found this story interesting, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the video reach more people. And if you enjoy deep dive documentaries about global history, geopolitics, and untold stories from around the world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because here, we uncover the stories behind the headlines, the moments that shape nations, and the people who change history. So go ahead, subscribe now, and join us for the next story that the world needs to understand. Goodbye.